1945. The war in Europe was coming to an end. Cities that once stood proud now lay in silence and destruction. Berlin, reduced to rubble, entire nations shattered beyond recognition. The Third Reich was collapsing. But in those final chaotic months, something strange was happening. Behind the front lines, away from the battlefield, Nazi officials were moving something of immense value. Not weapons, not soldiers, but gold, massive amounts of it. Gold that had been collected, stolen from across an entire continent. And then it vanished. From the very beginning of the war, Nazi Germany operated with precision, not just on the battlefield, but economically. As German forces advanced across Europe, they seized control of national banks. Gold reserves were taken. Countries like Austria, Poland, Belgium all saw their wealth disappear. But it didn't stop there. Civilians were targeted. Jewelry, coins, family heirlooms, even the smallest valuables were confiscated. In concentration camps, personal belongings were collected in bulk. Everything of value was taken systematically, efficiently, coldly. By 1945, the Nazis had accumulated an enormous fortune, billions in gold and valuables. But as defeat became inevitable, they began to move it. Early 1945, Allied forces were closing in from all sides. Germany was losing ground rapidly. Cities were falling, supply lines were breaking, and deep inside the Nazi command, a decision was made. The gold must not fall into enemy hands, so they began moving it secretly. Convoys were organized. Trains loaded with sealed crates left major cities under heavy guard. No markings, no official records, only secrecy. Witnesses later described unusual movements. Trains traveling at night, avoiding main routes. Trucks heading toward remote areas. The destinations were unknown, but one thing was clear. This was not random, this was planned. Then, suddenly, the transport stopped. Records vanished, communication broke down. Entire shipments disappeared. Some trains were never found. No wreckage, no cargo, no trace. It was as if they had simply vanished. One of the most famous legends speaks of a ghost train, a train filled with gold, that entered a tunnel and never came out. Stories like these spread across Europe. Some dismissed them as myths, others believed there was truth hidden within them. Because despite extensive searches, no complete recovery was ever made. So where did it go? That question remains unanswered. Some believe the gold was hidden in underground bunkers, deep tunnels carved into mountains, places designed to remain secret for decades. The Alps became central to many theories. A vast region filled with caves, tunnels, and hidden paths, perfect for concealment. Others suggest it was buried, scattered across remote locations, hidden in forests, lakes, and valleys. Occasionally, discoveries are reported. Small caches of gold, forgotten vaults, but never the full treasure, never the billions that vanished. Over time, darker theories emerged. Some believe the gold was secretly recovered, not by accident, but by design. Hidden agreements, unreported discoveries. Others suggest that high-ranking Nazi officials escaped with portions of it, using the chaos of war to disappear. And then, there are those who believe the treasure still exists untouched, hidden somewhere waiting to be found, a silent witness to history. Today, nearly a century later, the mystery remains. Billions in gold, gone. No confirmed location, no final answer, only fragments of truth, scattered across history. Perhaps one day, someone will uncover it. But until then, the lost Nazi gold remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of World War II. As the war came to an end, Allied forces began searching for hidden Nazi wealth, and in April 1945, They made a shocking discovery. Deep inside a salt mine in Germany, millions worth of gold was found, stacked neatly, hidden far below the surface. Alongside it, there were paintings, currency, and priceless artifacts. This proved one thing: the Nazis were not just moving gold, they were hiding it, carefully, strategically. But this was only a fraction of what was missing. One of the most famous stories is the legend of the missing Nazi train. According to reports, a heavily loaded train left a major city near the end of the war. It was said to be filled with gold, jewels, and valuable artifacts. The train entered a tunnel in a mountainous region, and then it never came out. Years later, people claimed to have found clues, hidden tracks, buried entrances, but despite multiple searches, nothing was ever confirmed. Still, the legend refuses to die. After the war, the Allies launched secret investigations. One of them was known as Operation Safe Haven. Its purpose: investigators followed leads across Europe and beyond. They discovered secret accounts, hidden networks, and complex financial systems designed to move wealth quietly. But even with all this effort, a large portion of the gold was never found. As Germany collapsed, many high-ranking officials fled, using secret escape routes. Some escaped through underground networks, others by submarine. Their destinations, often far from Europe, South America became a common theory, a place where identities could be changed and secrets could be buried. Some believe parts of the gold were taken along these routes, hidden far away from the reach of history. Even today, the search continues. Treasure hunters, historians, explorers, all chasing the same mystery. New technologies have been used: ground scanners, satellite imaging, deep excavation. Occasionally, something is found: a small cache, a forgotten tunnel, but never the full treasure, never the billions that disappeared. So what really happened? Was the gold buried deep underground, hidden in places no one has reached? Or was it secretly recovered and never reported? Some believe powerful people ensured the truth stayed hidden. Others think the answer is still out there, waiting to be discovered. History is full of mysteries, but few are as haunting as this one: billions in gold, lost in the chaos of war. No final answer, no confirmed truth, only silence and questions that remain unanswered. Perhaps one day, someone will uncover the truth, but until then, the lost Nazi gold remains hidden in the shadows of history.
As the war continued, money had to move, not just physically, but financially. Some historians believe a portion of Nazi gold was transferred through banks, hidden behind layers of secrecy. Switzerland often comes into the discussion, neutral during the war, yet deeply connected to financial systems. Gold could be melted, reprocessed, its origin erased, numbers replaced names, transactions hidden in silence. If true, then some of the lost gold was never really lost. It was simply hidden in plain sight. Gold has one unique property: it can be reshaped, melted, recast, transformed into something new without losing its value. This made it almost impossible to trace. Bars could be melted down, stamped again, given new identities. A bar taken from one country could reappear somewhere else, looking completely different, clean, and traceable, and legally invisible. If large amounts were processed this way, then the original gold would be impossible to recover, not because it vanished, but because it changed form. During the war, the Nazis built extensive underground networks, bunkers, tunnels, hidden facilities. Some were used for military production, others for storage. Massive chambers carved into rock, hidden from aerial view, protected from bombing. Perfect for hiding something valuable, even today. Some of these locations remain unexplored, collapsed entrances, flooded tunnels, dangerous conditions. What lies inside remains unknown. Another theory suggests the gold was hidden underwater. Lakes, rivers, deep reservoirs. In the final days of the war, dumping treasure into water would have been quick, effective, and nearly impossible to recover. Some divers have claimed discoveries. Strange shapes beneath the surface, metallic reflections, but visibility is low, depths are dangerous, and proof remains elusive. If true, then the treasure lies silent at the bottom of dark waters. Europe is filled with abandoned mines, hundreds of them, some forgotten, others sealed off. During the war, these locations offered the perfect hiding spots. Deep shaft, complex tunnels, remote areas, far from attention. A convoy could arrive, unload its cargo, and disappear, sealing the entrance behind them, leaving no trace. Decades later, many of these mines have never been reopened. What they hold is still a mystery. Over the years, stories have surfaced. Witnesses, locals, former soldiers, each telling fragments of a larger story. Some spoke of trucks arriving at night. Others described sealed crates being moved into hidden locations. Many of these accounts were never officially confirmed, but they share one thing in common: a pattern, movement, secrecy, disappearance, truth mixed with uncertainty. So why has it never been fully found? The answer may be simpler than it seems. Time, secrecy, and chaos. The final days of the war were disorganized. Records were destroyed. Witnesses disappeared. Locations were forgotten. And nature did the rest. Forests grew. Entrances collapsed. Water covered evidence. What was once visible became invisible, lost, not just physically, but historically. And so, the mystery remains, not just a story of gold, but a story of disappearance, of secrets buried in the final moments of war. Billions in wealth, scattered, hidden, transformed, or lost forever. Some believe it will never be found. Others still search, driven by the idea that somewhere, in a forgotten place, the truth still waits, silent, unseen, untouched. And until that day comes, the lost Nazi gold will remain one of history's greatest mysteries.